Imagine if we had journalists as probing, doing their duty, as did Ali Velshi and Stephanie Ruhle in this interview, where a Trump spokesperson came on to bloviate about the economy. And Velshi immediately, because he was schooled, he was learned, he was prepared, he simply did not allow a Trump spokesman to come onto their network and lie. It is important that journalists do this. Imagine if we had journalists doing this before Trump got elected, during Trump's presidency, and after Trump presidency. We wouldn't have an America that is completely fooled by disinformation. Wouldn't even call it misinformation, but in this case, disinformation. Check this out, and then we'll take it on the other side.
Joining us live now is Brad Thomas, who sits on Donald Trump for President Advisory Board that was formed last month. He's also the author of The Trump Factor, Unblocking the Secrets Behind the Trump Empire.
This morning, the market's dropping on rumors that the president's economic advisor, Gary Cohn, could quit.
Look, I'm not a market timer. I'm a value investor, and most people should be value investors, frankly. And so when I look at the long term, the number one catalyst that nobody's going to talk about, especially your show and others like this, is the number one catalyst is the corporate tax. This is the market mover.
You're talking to financial journalists, right? I don't know if I didn't know you were going to bring this up, so I don't have the chart ready, but we always put it on. I can find it and I can tweet it out to you. This market started going up on March 9th, 2009, and if you have a ruler, it's a pretty much straight line from there to now. So there is nothing Donald Trump has done to cause the market to be where it is. To answer my question, because you guys keep peddling this myth that Donald Trump is responsible for this market. You are a market guy. You have seen the S&P 500 since March 9th, 2009, right?
Absolutely.
So do you give Barack Obama credit for all of the stuff that happened from March 9th, 2009 to January 20th, 2017?
The number one driver of this
Answer the question,
market.
Brad. Answer the question, Brad.
And what is the question?
Do you give Barack Obama the credit for all the stuff that happened from March 9, 2009 to January 20th, 2017? Because if you do that, then you realize it's not Donald Trump.
Look, right now, the commander-in-chief is Donald J. Trump. And in terms of the market mover, what's going to actually move this market, and what we're seeing now is job creation. President Trump has created over 1 million jobs.
Oh, my goodness. Brad, stop it. For heaven's sake. You know that in the last 6 months of 2016, there were more jobs created. In the first 6 months of 2016, in the last 6 months of 2015, first 6 months of 2015, last 6 months of 2000. I mean, I can just keep on going. Donald Trump's not even close to being the largest job creator in the first 6 months of his presidency. There are 4 recent presidents who do better than him. Why do you continue to say these things?
The announcement this week on infrastructure, the cost-cutting measures that are now coming in place is going to stimulate this economy and create jobs for everybody, all races, everybody. And that's really what's important. And again, I think that's the most important part of this that again, the mainstream media really doesn't recognize.
I've given you evidence that the job creation is not as good under President Trump as it was under President Obama, President Bush, President Clinton in the first 6 months of their office. I've given you evidence that stock market performance was better under President Obama, and this is a continuation. But you just deny it, and you go on to say other things. So let's talk about infrastructure, because I can go down this road with you as well. What exactly about infrastructure, of which we need $1 trillion of investment, on which we are given a D+ rating by the American Society of Civil Engineers, what about infrastructure requiring public-private partnerships is helped by an executive order about permitting? That is just simplistic. You know that.
There is no infrastructure bill.
Look, it's just very complicated. And again, I know this is not your background, so it may be harder for you to understand.
What are you talking about, Brad? It is far more our background than it is yours.
Brad, I spent 14 years in investment banking.
You can't just lie on TV, Brad. You can't just lie on TV. You actually, I don't know if your people told you who you were coming on TV with, but you can't lie about the economy to us. I mean,
Ali and I talk about it all the time.
You should fire your press person, because if they didn't tell you that you were coming on TV with Velshi and Ruhle, who I think collectively, I don't want to give away Stephanie's age, but between the two of us, we've been doing this for about 50 years. Okay, so let's this is just a silly conversation to have with us. You should go to other people's media and say these things, but not to us. And we cover this every day, in and out.
Now, one again has to ask the question, why is it that other journalists rarely do this kind of a probing, this type of question asking, etc.? Is it because it will offend? Is it because they do not want to have these people probably refuse to come on again because they know that the questioning would be probing, because they know that a lot of their bread is buttered by the corporations that these people are vying for? Don't know. But the fact of the matter is, it's great to see journalists like Ali Velshi doing what they're supposed to do. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead, number one, subscribe to our channel, and number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.